demo part, you showed basically browsing through existing collections, as opposed to I'm building up a collection. Is that by necessity, or?
I think I got a little flustered by having the demo take so long to even get up there, but it absolutely works. On the simulator, you unfortunately can't pull up the camera.
Sure.
Which in the real demo, what we'd like to do is pull up the photo library, upload a photo, type a message to show that end. But hopefully by then we'll have we'll do the same kind of demo that we did at the demo period, which showed us capturing just capturing a presentation day as we went, and even having a live phone out there taking a photo and uploading while we were up there so that we could pull down. So we think that'll help to close the loop on things, and that all works currently.
Yeah, good, because that was a good. Because the scenario would lead me into capture something, and then you're browsing. I don't have to have a scenario for going back and browsing in it, because you tie that into then, and there's these deals for this group and stuff like that. So, yeah, there's a bunch of loop closing I think needs to happen. And some of it could be, again, if you're running long, you got, some of it may be some of the stuff that would take the longest to show could be just done by some screenshots or, things like that before you actually do any interactive part. But
yeah, in fact, I would say in the demo, the creation is almost more, the dynamic, because there are two time periods you really have to get across. And you have the slide that does it beautifully, but you have to show this real-time dynamic piece, and then you have to show the browsing, the great night out period. And the former, I think, lends itself better to demo, although with the emulator that makes it a little funny. And the latter is good for a screenshot afterwards, especially if your revenue model is around cool themes and books and stuff. You can even show screenshots of what you imagine that to be as a way to get it across. So you see it in an even more interesting way than you'd see it in the mobile app, the dynamic period.
And my only marketing thing was, everybody would like to get to influencers. I wasn't sure, how you're going to get to influencers to say, hey, try our. For instance, in one of the groups had people arranging parties. Well, we go to the partiers, like we know who they are. But how do you get to people to say, hey, use our photo sharing app? You can get to average people, but you wanted to, as marketing, to get to the influencers and the bloggers on that.
That's actually a question I had too, because we have identified connections to influential bloggers, but I don't know that it makes sense to necessarily list out, we know John Doe who knows so-and-so has offered to put us in touch, and, laying out all that detail. I just didn't know if it was right.
You need to talk about a high level, who are potential partners that you can work with that are going to get this, help you, sort of jumpstart the, virility dimension of it. So, but you don't have to go into detail, but,
But at the moment, it's sort of like saying, those guys used to be great. So I have no idea why you would get those people. Why would they want to use your photo sharing tool?
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And in the only other last thing I had was just the graphics of the thing to sort of show, gee, there's this wave of photo sharing on this side and this wave of I forget what the other dimension was. It looked like, you're really being squeezed out in the middle. I think as a way to convey the impression of there's a space for you, you were looking like, no, the space is going away because you're being hemmed in from both sides. So I didn't think that graphic, for me, worked in terms of distinction. It actually showed you're in trouble.
Okay.
To the point on virility, I think business model is one of, and you hit it head on. It is one of the big issues. I actually wonder if one way to do that is if you have, and you sort of allude to it, but events in time sponsor like an Uber group, which may add too much complexity to the app, but like, okay, so if Coachella's, or we're in Chicago, so we'll say Pitchfork. Pitchfork sponsors for the Pitchfork Festival waddle, and you can have your private waddles with the other people you went to Pitchfork with, but there's maybe some Uber group so that you can identify in, and then you have a way to bootstrap the virility because it's associated with that event, and you can see the public waddle that's associated with it, and then B, it gives you a revenue opportunity because maybe you can get some money from Pitchfork to sponsor it.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
a couple things is, I know you got frazzled and stuff, so, but up front, like I was looking for this something unique or something, just looking for, like, something that didn't make me think, just another photojournal site, that's got sort of a private group dimension. Okay, you got, my sense is, I think you guys can do that better, it just didn't come across well there, and then, of course, there's nothing on business model upfront. That's okay, because you did spend, I think you overcompensated in the back end, right? Because you were going through those slides a little bit, you needed to just crank through those a little bit better and show some potential partners in terms of how, in terms of how you want to do that. The whole concept of moms that you brought in is an interesting one, and Rick, if you haven't seen the Google Gmail commercial where people are sending Gmails to their kids that can't read email yet, look at that, because there's an interesting twist to that, an interesting way of sort of fleshing that out with your site. If that's a target you guys want to go after, and that I think Google's giving it a great business idea there, but Gmail's not the right way to do it. But on the financial model side, I didn't really see anything in terms of like what you guys are looking for, and you arguably don't need anything because you can say you're going to Summer Highland and you're going to get some funding there, but like, what's the, as a potential angel that this audience represents, like, how do I connect with it, or along those lines would be helpful as well. I think you guys just got net, you've got phenomenal potential that didn't show what you just did just because of all these other issues that you'll have worked out next week.
Yeah, we absolutely will. Just on the revenue model,
Guys, we really don't have time to respond. I'm sorry. Like, we're
I thought
way
your
over.
competition slide was actually a really clear, crisp, one slide way to explain what you're doing. It's kind of like there's all these photo sharing apps, there's all these apps, we bring them together.
Yeah.
Got them.
Maybe move it forward to get
Yeah.
the competitive advantage across.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
thanks.
Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, you're gonna do great next week.